again to another edition of Twisted Vapor. Hope you are all enjoying your day wherever you are. So today guys, we are checking out a fantastic little RDA kit. Yes, we are checking out this. This is the new Nunchaku RDA kit by Uwell. So without further ado then guys, let's dive on down into the box and see what we get. Okay then guys, let's take an up close and personal look then at the Nunchaku RDA kit from Uwell. As you can see, it turns up in the similar sort of box that the original turns up in. We do have Nunchaku RDA at the top there, we have a bit of Uwell branding at the bottom, and we have the actual device there on the front. On the side then we do have our QR code and a little website there for you as well. At the top we have Uwell. Along this side we have another QR code and some more branding, and again another website for Uwell. On the bottom we have Nunchaku RDA kit, and on the underside there, if you want to pause the video there, you can see what's in the box and all the specifications. So to get in this box then, we just flip it over like so, lift off the lid. We are then presented with all our usual bits and bobs. We have our little warning, we have our little user manual, very nicely illustrated and well explained, as you can see there. Very nice. We also have our little box of goodies. We have our little bath salts that we don't really need. We also have our mod, and we also have our RDA. So if we start off with the little box at the side then, inside of here you will find a little packet of Muji cotton. You'll also find your USB charger. There we go. And you'll also find a little bag of spare O-rings, seals and things like that for your RDA. And you'll also find right at the bottom of the box, to open from the other side, push it up, there we go. You'll also find a little bag of spares as well, including your squonk pin. We do get two little coils there as well. Now in terms of little post screws guys, for some reason I only got the one. Don't know why I only got the one in the bag there. We should have really got two, but as you can see I only got the one. Don't know what's going on there, but yeah, that's where your spare parts bag is anyway. So there we go, that's all of the bits and bobs inside of that little box. And if we pull out the mod like so, we pull out the dripper, we can move that box out of the way. What we'll do then, we'll look at the actual mod first then, because this is the quickest and easiest one to do. Now the mod itself guys hasn't really changed much since the release of the Sub-Ohm edition. There has literally been no changes whatsoever, so all the features and things that you've seen the Nunchaku do, it still does. So if we just quickly strap a battery in this, we can have a quick little look at that. Get a little 18650. Now it is an 18650 only guys, as you can see there is your plus symbol there. Our little minus symbol is at the bottom there, which is on a really nice threaded bottom cap. So we just simply put our battery in like so. We can then just screw the bottom on. Again guys, real nice threading, and she just pops on straight away like that. So we'll just bring it in just a smidgen closer, just so we can see this menu system here. As I said guys, it is exactly the same. As you can see, we do get a little bit of tape over the screen as well, keeping it nice and clean. We do have our battery indicator there, as you can see. We also have our watch, we have our ohms, and we have our volts. Same principle guys, up and down to change our wattages, as you can see there like so. We give the power button a quick little click, 1, 2, 3. We can then change our different modes. We've got power mode, nickel temperature mode, stainless steel temp, bypass, factory reset, exit menu. So pretty much exactly the same guys, nothing's really changed. There you go, as you can see we are now locked, we're now unlocked. Just by pressing the minus and the fire button, that will lock your device and unlock it. So everything is the same when it comes to the initial mod. We'll just bring you back out a little bit so we can do our little weight on this in a moment. So let's have a little look at the actual RDA itself then, because this is what's different. This is what is new. So let's bring you back in again actually, and we'll have a proper look at the actual RDA, and then we'll do all our sizes and measurements and things like that. So at the top then, as you can see, we do get a removable full goon style 810. As you can see there, we do have a lovely chunky O-ring going along the top, meaning we can put in our own 810s if we'd wish to do so, which is very, very nice. Just pop that back in. We also have top airflow, or top adjustable airflow. As you can see, we do have one slot there, and we can adjust the airflow just by moving the top. There we go, and what you move on one side will adjust on the other. Now the top cap itself does also have a single coil option. As you can see, we've now got one side open there and the other side is completely closed off, which is very, very nice. We'll take a proper look at that top section in a moment. A bit further down we have nunchaku there, laser etched onto the side in this lovely little pattern, as you can see. And on the underside there, I don't know if you can make this out with mine being white, but it does say uwell nunchaku RDA. And we also have the uwell website along the base there. We also have our lovely little gold plated pin. Now we do get a squonk pin in the bag, people, so we can squonk this if we want to. Yeah, so let's have a look at the actual top cap piece itself. So we just pull this out. As you can see then, there is our airflow design, guys. We do have 1, 2, 3 lovely rings there, so we can have that single airflow option if we do wish to do so. We do have a nice little O-ring there as well. Inside the top cap there, as you can see, we haven't really got that much doming. It's quite flat, which is a bit of a shame. Wish it did have a little bit of a sort of a dome going to it, but it is quite flat inside of there. If we just take off the actual barrel itself and things then, so we can have a little look at the deck, and then what we'll do is we'll do all our sizes and things, and then we'll put a build in, and yeah, we'll have a little vape on it. So we just pull this off here like so. We will be able to take a closer look of the deck, which I've now just dropped on the floor. Okay, so I managed to get it back then, and I put it on top of the little arty stand here so we can have a proper look at the actual deck piece. So this is the deck then of the nunchaku RDA, and as you can see, it is a shared velocity style deck. We have a really, really nice big amounts of room there for all our cotton. Very, very nice. We do have these little Allen key style grub screws on the top here. Now you can use your fingers, as you can see, to loosen them off and tighten them up, which is usually is a bit of a pain in the ass because these don't usually work very well, the finger tight ones. But we do have rather big Allen key slots at the top there, so we can actually tighten these down quite nicely. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So let's screw these back down. We'll put this all together, and what we'll do is we'll put it on the actual device, and we'll give it all its weights and measurements and things like that. So let's bring you back out. There we go. Let's do some measurements on this little RDA, and we'll see how wide she is and things like that. So for our width then, people, we are looking at, to zero this out again, we're looking at 23.86, so just under a 24mm atty. From bottom to top there, we're looking at 22.45, and including that drip tip as well, we are looking at 29.90. Very, very, very nice. So let's do our weights then for this device as well as the RDA on top. So let's put all that together, as that's what she will look like, and she looks absolutely gorgeous. So let's just bring it out just a little bit more. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll get the scales in, and we'll weigh this thing up. So let's put you on there. There we go. So with the single 18650 in there, guys, we'll whack it straight on. We're looking at 198 grams. 198, 199 grams, somewhere around that region. Not a very, very heavy mod, if I'm honest, like I said. So yeah, I think it's time what we do now is put a build in this, and we can then move on to actually having a vape from this. So let's just take it off the actual mod itself then, so we can put it onto the coil master here. Just unscrew this, pull that off like so, and let's begin. So let's bring you back in again so you can see what it is I am doing. So what I'm going to do then, guys, is very simple and straightforward. I'm just going to quickly unscrew these top sections here and take them off completely like this. Just makes it just that little bit easier for me. so I can reveal the holes there. You can see them there. We have got nice big beefy holes there, as you can see, so we can put in quite a nice sized coil. So I'm not going to use the coils that came with it, guys. To be honest, I'm going to use something completely different. I'm going to use two of these. These are just straightforward twisted coils. I've been really enjoying using these. Nice flavour that I get from them, actually. I get real nice flavour. So we're going to use them to do this up with then. So very simple. All we have to do is just basically pop one lead in there, pop one lead in there, like so. We can then bend this lead at the side, like so, and like so. Bend it back in, take the coil back out, and with marking where we've just bent it there, we can now snip that lead down to the right size of where I want it, and that'll just speed on the little process. Now I have tried using the coily tool on this, and you can't really, with it being round, so you have to sort of do it this way, and it is a bit of a faff. I will admit, it is a bit of a faff, and I'd rather not do it this way. I'd rather use my coily tool, if I was completely honest. But there we go. So all I'm going to do then, guys, is I'm just going to simply pop these on top here like this. They're not on completely. I've just literally put them on the first thread just to make it easier, so then when we do screw these in. So just put get the coiling jig there. Might have cut the leads a little too short on this one. Yeah, we've done the leads too short on that one, so we'll just use this one then for now, and we'll pop the other one in a moment, because we already know this one's right. Okay. I'm not tightening these up, guys. I'm just doing it just enough so it just pinches it like that. See, it's just pinched. Now the reason why I'm doing that is so we can quickly get out another coil and cut that one down to size. Beautiful. Right, just simply pop that one in there. Just like that. There we go. So now they're both in place, guys, all we have to do is simply just tighten them down and adjust them to where we want them. So we just hold them like that. We can then just tighten these clamps right down nice and easy. Like so. Real straightforward. Quickly adjust these to the way we want them. Put one there, and we just put one there, move it over. There we go. So as you can see now, I've got them now where I want them. We have got adequate space there as well for our cotton as well. So yeah, let's get some cotton in this. What we measured on that, we measured that at 0.11. Not going to fire on this, it's too low. So we need a device. So what we'll do then is we'll strap it onto the nunchaku. Okay, so we strap it on here. We can then fire it up and bed in them coils quite nicely. So let's get me little tweezers here so we can get rid of these hot spots. And there we go, I'm quite happy with that. They're glowing from the inside out, as you can see. So, let's bring you back out. And what I've got to do now is just quickly put some cotton in this, and then we're good to go. So, let's grab some Muji. And we'll just quickly cut this down to size. And we'll get some juice on this and we'll get it vaped. Simple, roll up your cotton like so. There we go. Cotton straight in like that. Turn it round. Do the other side. Now, depending on what you're doing, guys, whether you're going to be dripping on this or squonking on this, depends on just how much cotton you need, really. So if you're going to drip on this, then I would say put quite a fair bit in there, so obviously you can get away with dripping quite a fair bit of juice on. If you are going to squonk, then I wouldn't say put that much juice in there, because you are going to need room for the juice to actually come through the bottom. So yeah, what I'm going to do then, guys, is as I am not squonking on this, I am going to use quite a fair bit of cotton, so I'm just going to snip it there, and I'm just going to snip it there. As you can see, there is quite a fair bit of cotton there still. So what I'm going to do, very simple, just give that a little bit of a fluff out. Probably pull that one through a bit more. Fluff that up, bop it in there. Same on this side, fluff that up, pop that side in there. Like so. And there we go, all wicked up and ready to go. As you can see, it doesn't have to be absolutely special, guys. It's just a simple RDA. We can just simply just wick it up like that. Doesn't have to be out special. So let's go and get some juice on this then. So the juice we're going to be using then, guys, we'll just bring you back out, is some of this. This is Cola Buzz from Sussex Vapor. Absolutely a gorgeous all day cola bottle style vape. I'm just going to quickly just douse some of this all over the coils here and get these cottons all nice and wet, and get it all ready for a good vaping. So we can just dump quite a fair bit of juice on there, because we have got a nice deep juice well. So we can dump a fair bit. There we go. And we have sizzle. So we are ready to give this thing a vape then. So all we have to do now, guys, is put the top cap back on. Now, one thing I will say quickly before I put the top cap back on is one thing I did notice, and I forgot to show you in the when we were actually looking at the top cap. There is a little groove at the top there. I don't know if you can see that. The camera's picking up. See the little groove? That little groove sits on top of the little pin that's at the side there. Can you see it? Now that stops the deck from spinning all the way around, so we can actually adjust that airflow. So very nice. We can just pop this on like so, and as you can see, there is a little bit of a gap there. We just give it a little turn, share it, it pops into place, and that's you nice and flush. So we are ready now then to give this thing a vape. So let's go back up top and give the Nunchaku RDA a vape. Okay then, guys, so that was an up close and personal look then at the lovely Nunchaku RDA kit. So as you see in the up close and personal then, guys, we are using some Cola Buzz from Sussex Vapor. I will leave links down below as always where you can go and pick this up for yourself today, including a little 10% discount code just by simply typing in Twisted10. That will take 10% off your 120ml bottles. So I will leave that down in the description below as well. So we've got this at 75.5 watts with the airflow wide open. Let's give this thing a vape, and what we'll do is we'll try the other different airflow options, and then we'll do our pros, our cons, and at the end I'll let you know where you can go and get this lovely thing for yourself today. So, first toot then, 75 watts airflow wide open. So as you can see then guys, we do get a lot of vapor production there. We're not really getting that much in terms of flavour. I am getting quite a very airy draw. There's a lot of air flowing through there. I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but you can see the coils are just poking through the air holes there, as you can see. So the coils are getting quite a lot of air straight off the bat there. So that is the reason why we're not getting a hell of a lot of flavour. But we are getting the clouds. So what we'll do then is we will adjust this airflow down to roughly around halfway. As you can see there, we are now halfway on the airflow. Let's give this thing a toot down and see whether the flavour has improved. Yeah, definitely. Now we're on to something. Now I'm getting a nice flavourful vape. I'm getting a cool vape still. It's not getting hot or anything like that. It's still very cool, but I am getting that flavour now. As you can see, the vape production is still relatively thick and creamy, as we can see. So yeah, very nice indeed. So let's go down one more then, and we'll knock it down to next to nothing. So there we go, we are open still, as you can see, but we are on like next to nothing now. So we'll just give a little hit on this then, because we don't really want to burn them coils out or anything like that, guys. So we'll just give a quick little toot. Yeah, very restricted. Now the airflow with being very restricted really did intensify that flavour. The flavour was more there. But it's not something I'd vape on like that. I wouldn't vape it like that, although the flavour was really strong then. The heat as well was quite strong as well. There was quite a bit of heat coming through there as well. I think what I'm going to do, guys, is I am going to leave it roughly around where I have been leaving it, which is about there. Which is about halfway. Reason being, guys, as I said before, with the halfway airflow, you are getting quite a nice bit of flavour there, and you are getting an ample cloud as well. And it doesn't stay hot and it doesn't stay cold. You're sort of in the middle there, aren't you? Perfect. Absolutely perfect. That is where I'm going to keep it. So let's move on to a couple of pros then, and some cons. And at the end, I will tell you where you can go and get this for yourself today. So the first pro then, guys, it's a nunchaku. The nunchaku sub-ohm kit was a very popular kit. Now, it was a very popular kit for a reason. It provided great flavour. It also had the most comfortable holding mod you can probably buy. That is a really comfortable holding mod. And, you know, for a single 18650, it did the job, and it was perfect for out and about. So the fact that we have still got this lovely mod still going, you know, is a big pro for me. I really do love the nunchaku mods. I think they are absolutely fantastic. Cracking build quality, which moves on to our next pro. The build quality on this is just like any other uwell product. It is absolutely fantastic, brilliantly made. The paint on it holds out. I've given it a beating, guys. I'll be honest, I've tried to give it a beating to see whether the paint will chip, and the paint will not chip. I've put it in my pocket, I threw it in my bag, I threw it on the side, I've even stuck it on top of my radiator to see whether being on metal chips the paint. Nothing of the sort. The build quality on this is absolutely fantastic, and so is that paint, guys. It held up really nicely. So yeah, fantastic on the build quality. The next thing I'm going to give a pro for is those buttons. Very nice and clicky. Very nice and clicky indeed. So yeah, we do have very nice comfortable clicky buttons. We have zero battery rattle at all. We also have a lovely top positioned charging port there, so we don't need to worry about it falling over or anything like that. We can just stand it on our desk and it will charge up perfectly fine. Very nice. So that's on with the that's enough with the mod now. So the mod we already know is a massive pro. I haven't really found any cons with the mod in itself. Fantastic all around. Let's move on to the actual RDA, because this is what's different. This is new. So the RDA itself does have quite a fair few pros, and it also has quite a fair few cons. So it's a bit of a 50-50 shout with this one. So we'll move on to the pros first, and then we'll do our little cons, as I said. First pro I'm going to give it then is the fact that we do have that removable 810 goon style drip tip, which means we can customise to our leisure there. I also like the top airflow system. It's very simple and easy to adjust along the top there. I also like the fact that it does give us a single coil option on that airflow as well, which is really nice. I also like the fact that we do have a really simple, easy build deck there, as you can see. And I love the fact that we do have two really nice little O-rings there at the bottom, keeping everything nice and in place. But the best feature I think on this is that little pin at the bottom there, making sure that our top barrel doesn't spin all the way around. As you can see, it does lock it into place, which again is a nice big pro. So we do have quite a few pros there, but in terms of cons, we do have quite a few. The first con I'm going to give it, guys, is the fact that it is using them little silly finger tight screws there. I'm not a huge fan of them, if I'm honest. I'd rather have proper grub screws, but they do the job, so you know, they're there. It's a thing, I suppose. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of those, so I'm going to give them a little bit of a con. They are prone to you know, de-threading after a while. I'm just not a big fan of those finger tight screws, if I'm honest. The next little con I'm going to give it, guys, is the fact that I didn't get a full contents of the box. I didn't get all my packaging. So inside of that spare parts bag, as you've seen, I only got one little screw. I got an installator, and I also got a set of coils and a squonk pin. I was missing some bits. I was actually missing a few bits. So the fact that I was missing a few bits is a bit of a con for me. I would have thought, you know, quality control of uwell would have been of the highest of standard, which it usually is. But yeah, so I'm going to give that a little bit of a con, really. I'm a bit gutted that I didn't get all my contents of the box, to be honest. The other little con I'm going to give it, guys, is the coils that come with it are really small. Now, the way the posts are positioned and the gap that is in between of them two posts, it really does overstretch them coils out, and they tend to bend in the wrong way. They bend outwards instead of inwards. Which means you haven't got a lot of room then to put your cotton in because the coil is overstretched. So yeah, I'm going to give that a little bit of a con. I would have thought that with knowing how wide their posts are, they would have put in adequate coils to fit in there quite nice and snug. So that was another reason, guys, why we didn't use the coils provided in the build there. That was a reason why we didn't do it. Now, I have used the coils that were provided. The flavour that I got from them were relatively nice. I just didn't like the way how it was built. It wasn't very nice, if I'm honest. Them coils should have been bigger to avoid any arcing and bending the way they did. But yeah, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. The flavour on it is okay, considering we do not have that dome top cap. It is quite flat. The flavour on it is really nice once you do put it into the when you have got it on half airflow, like I said. There you go. When you have got it like that, the flavour is really nice. So I'm going to take one more toot then, guys, and then I'll let you know where you can go and get this thing for yourself today. Really nice, the flavour that I'm getting when I've got the airflow halfway. So you can go over to eSig1, guys, and go and pick this up for yourself. They do have several different colour options available. I will leave links down below in the description, as always, where you can go and pick it up today. So yeah, that pretty much wraps it up, guys. So if you like this video, then please do not forget to give me a thumbs up by clicking that like button down below. And if you are new for the channel, then please do not forget to subscribe. And don't forget to hit that little notification bell so then you will always be up to date with my new videos. Until then, guys, I will see you again.